the strikes in Iran started around 9 p.m. tonight. They were starting about 2 a.m., and they've been progressively moving up earlier into the night. So 9 p.m. is actually a huge jump. We know that there's 3,000 targets left before they'd like to end the airstrikes, and we're aiming to achieve that over the course of the next couple of weeks. So this is a huge markup in the intensity where every single night we see more and more heavy strikes all across Iran, actually. Apparently, last night, Ali Fouladvand, which is the head of the research at Iran's Organization of Defense Innovation and Research, aka their nuclear weapons program, the head was killed. Another report is coming out that Iran has allowed, or the Islamic Republic has allowed 20 ships under the Pakistani flag to pass through the Strait of Hormuz daily. So that's just some quick updates. Lastly, the Houthis declared that they have joined the war. They launched a single missile towards Israel, which was intercepted. Then they did nothing, and hours later they said, guys, we really will join the war this time. We really will.
Yeah, but
That's all.
they also said that if these things, they gave a list of three things that need to happen for them to join, and what the last one, if I remember, was so vague that they could always come up with the excuse that saying, "Well, that did not happen," or "That did happen." It seems like to me, it seems like the Houthis don't want to participate. But they might have to. But I mean, the fact that they haven't joined in yet is embarrassing for the Islamic Republic. Do you agree, Ali? The fact that they haven't come in already.
I'm just not sure they have the capability because the
Yep.
amount of leverage they have to close that strait is massive, but they can't. I don't think they can. So I think they're just bluffing this entire time.
Yeah. What would you, Ali? What would you do if you were the Islamic regime right now and you were trying to come up with a way with like giving President Trump something that will get to a deal? Like, what would you do if you were the Islamic Republic?
Honestly, I would actually put myself in their shoes. I would say, hey, we're going to surrender. We really are going to surrender. And
But you can't. That will, if the surrender is obvious, then your own supporters will turn against you, and that would be the end of you.
yeah, well, I mean, I think these guys already know at the very top that they're like dead at this point. I think at this point, with the amount of defections and everything's like crumbling around them, they have no more missiles, nuclear production, nothing. I think at this point, we're starting to see them realize that they're probably just going to lose everything and die. I think I would just be like, hey, I'm going to surrender and then just run away. But otherwise, continue down
What
this
I would
path.
do is I would give something in addition to what I agree to Trump with that with for the price of allowing me to continue saying that I am undefeated. You know what I mean? Like, for example, we saw President Trump say that they gave us 8 ships, 8 tankers, and then they added 2 more for the thing that they said against us, right? So to me, it seems like the Islamic Republic is saying that to President Trump, what is the cost of you letting us bullshit our followers, right? That's what I think that they're saying, Trump. And like they want to put that in the agreement that let us
Do,
pretend that we're winning. And I also saw the Speaker of White House. What was her name? She mentioned to the reporters that they want actually a clear admission from the regime that they have been defeated, because it's not just the Islamic Republic that needs to play that is playing a political game. President Trump has also his own internal politics that needs to deal with. So the admission of being defeated is something that President Trump wants, at least for their own internal reasons. But yeah, go on, Ali.
I think if it was something like that, which we did see, like the 8 converted into 10 ships, I feel like
Hmm.
that ended up being a net negative for the Islamic regime, for their own followers,
How
I mean.
so? Yeah. So the thing is, that's why the internet is cut. And so here's the thing: we have two types of followers of the regime: the followers that are actually paying attention to what others are saying, and the followers who are like, just tell us what to believe in and we'll go with that. Right, right.
Yeah, I've been
So
racking my brain trying to think if I was the Islamic regime, what is the what is the best way I could do anything and how can I get out of this? There's
right.
no way that they can get out of this, but there is a way that they could just scorch earth as much as possible. But even like as time goes on, even that capability is being diminished.
Yeah, so the scorched earth people are different from the how could I get out of this people, right?
Yeah.
These from among the leaders, we have two types, right? The ones are like, how could I get out of this alive? And then we have the leaders who are like, if we're going to die, how can I basically make sure that these un-Islamic people, we don't leave the resources for of Iran for them before we're taken down, right? And I think these are different types of people. They're more self-interested people, and the more martyrdom jihadist type of people within the IRGC.
Yeah, agreed. I hope they
Yeah.
keep fighting each other over that too.
That's exactly the point. Like you're right. That's basically our the best way to make the Islamic Republic fall is to find ways to turn these people against each other. And guys, I don't know if President Trump is doing this on purpose or not, but him coming out and basically saying talking about the negotiations and the fact basically giving into him and trying to surrender is the most effective way of turning these people against each other. So whether it's on purpose or not, it's working. Yeah.
Trump's taking delight in this. Every time he says something like that, he takes delight in it because he knows that somewhere in the shadows, in the streets of Tehran, someone is getting assassinated in the regime by the
Yeah.
regime for these comments that he's making.
Yeah. Yeah, like oh my god, this one Ghalibov was so scared, and a person he knows that because when people ask him who's the name of the person you're talking to, President Trump said, "Well, I don't want him to get killed." He specifically said, "I don't want him to be killed." So that shows that he knows about this internal conflict because it's not like the Israelis are going to kill him because he's giving him the name. So who's going to kill him? It's the IRGC. So he knows about this internal conflict, which is a good thing that he knows that.
If I was someone in the IRGC and I heard Trump's comment saying, "Well, I don't want them to be killed," even if I wasn't thinking about them about killing whoever in the regime said that, I would now be thinking
Yeah.
about killing them. I'd be like, "Wait, yeah, maybe I should kill them because Trump said that."
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is why that guy had to come convince that Maddah guy, the Karimi guy, had to come out and say to the supporters of the regime that this man has the blessing of Mujtaba. But again, who are you? Like Karimi is like should we believe you? Like where is Mujtaba then? Why is he not saying this himself? Right? So it's not going to convince many people. We'll see what happens. There's guys, there's what I wouldn't do to be a fly on the wall in the whoever within the IRGC is making these decisions. Eventually, when the information comes out, like guys, you could make so many TV series out of whatever has happening right now inside Iran between the different decision makers of the regime. Eventually, this will all come out, and it's going to be so interesting to go over it and see how much of what we thought was true was actually true.